Hey riders, good morning. Team GRC Sunday short race. This one will be legendary, an absolute banger. We're in Berlin. 12 kilometers, 40 meters of climbing. So nil. 12 kilometers, what's that, 7.2 miles? Yeah, about that. This is going to be an all-out Watts apocalypse here. So again, Sunday morning, uh, live updates from Donkey Land. Donkey is now fully contained. Fully contained. He cannot get out. He's not being sold. Uh, so Friday night, did my work Friday through the day. La la la. Drove up to Edmonton, city north of us. Went to see Foreigner on their farewell tour. Great concert. Opened by the Headpins Canadian group. Most people have probably never heard of them. They've been around 40 years, I believe, 42 years. A lot of really cool songs from the 80s if you're into all that kind of stuff. To my German friends, met some really nice German people behind us at the concert. They were fun to chat to. And that's great today because we're in Berlin. Okay, so yeah, Sunday short race. This is going to be an all-out blitz fest. Just destroy yourself. Looking at the riders here quickly, what do we got going on? How many ladies are popping in? Oh, all we've got is Purple Bengal today. I know it's summertime. It's pretty much summer. It's spring, but it's summer, right? Weather's beautiful outside, so let's just get back to all. We're going to just ditch out of this here, get right back to the video. Oops, sorry, did that wrong. Turn that off. That's what you do. Let's prepare for a little hammer time. A little MC Hammer, maybe. Yeah, lots to talk about today. So I'm not riding today, obviously. I'm watching everyone on the shoot. I can see John here, SR71. I can see Purple Bengal. Who else we got here? Rasa Duke's here. Dez. Carlos Calcagni's here. Let's keep a good eye on Carlos here. I know he's a really great cyclist, but riding on different equipment. I'm not sure how well it translates into Rouvy world. I've seen comments at times. Not talking about anyone here. Aha! Check this out. Neil's here. Let's have a little look at Neil here. Wow, it looks like we've got a great race turnout. You know, people were saying, oh yeah, you know, it's still holding up. We're still getting a great turnout. We're getting new people. I mean, I'm the biggest slacker here. But that's okay. I just want to make videos. I like making the videos. I'll do my own rides. Everyone's really smashing it out the start here. Let's take oh, I just saw Niels Burnham, BJM 151, Hardy right at the front. Hopefully Hardy's back. I believe Hardy's injury was, you know, believe it or not, I think he pulled something. He pulled a pec. Probably doing like, you know, 500-600 pound bench press is my guess. Tore a pec muscle, I believe, or something in his chest. And it really affected his cycling. I think in the last video you saw that where he was right at the front and then just kind of it started affecting. Ben's here as well. Ben's always right at the very front. Ben, I can't pronounce your last name. Pionich. I'm not even sure if that's your full name. There might be more on the end there. Pionich. Okay, we'll just go with Ben. It's good. And Niels Burnham here, solid. Hey, check this out. BJM 151, Niels Burnham, both Muckers riders. Carlo Calcagni's here. Prize McKirk. We'll just go with that. Let's just bounce down. Here's Bashok's right there as well. So it looks like we got 8 riders in the front group. 8 in the front. Bashok's just sitting in the right spot here. Actually, that's GTZR 3000. Good to see them again, too. We're going to bounce back 20 meters to Nigel Hardy, Tonda, Plu Plu. Bike and dog trips. Yeah, let's talk more about that. What kind of dog trips are we talking about? If you're new to the channel, you don't know me. I used to run sled dogs. When I say run, yeah, I used to have a dog sled. I had multiple dog sleds. I raced all over Canada, Western Canada anyways. I did distance back in the days. Finished up with sprinting. I did that for 20 years. A lot of fun. Too much work though. Okay, Bebby 1983. I'm going to have a little peek to the back here, folks. Let's have a little peek to the back here. So A, Kuo, and Rubu did not start, but thanks for signing up. Okay, just showed someone there. Look at this. Alex is right at the front. This whole front group is going to be 4 or 5 watts per kilo all the way. In the draft, you're probably still going to have to push over 3 here. Let's see how this goes down. Hey, but do you want to jump to the back here? Everyone welcome JT. I know that's your real name, JT. Rouvy name is Crash Down. Not sure what that stands for. Inside sources tell me that JT just getting into the world of cycling, trying to get fit again, and we all go through this. You know, I always joke with my wife when I see someone that I think is, you know, I hate to say it, out of shape. I'm like, yeah, they haven't worked out since high school. And the reality is that's a lot of people. A lot of people go through life, they work out, grade 12 gym ends, whatever your schooling system is, and at that point you pretty much never really work out again. And then 20 years later you find yourself scratching your head going, "Hey, I don't look like I used to look like when I was 18." And then you start doing something. So that's pretty much the way it goes for everyone. So yeah, JT's out here riding. I think JT's been riding with Gem City quite a bit, or they know of him. Again, inside sources tell me this. But JT is here. Crashdown is here on Rouvy. Perfect way to go, JT. Glad to see you here, and we will cheer you on. Let's get back to the front. This race is not going to take long at all here today, folks. This is the kind of ride where you just got to, like, you know, burning matches, whatever. I look at this one, it's kind of like you're lighting a stick of TNT with a really long fuse. And basically that fuse is lit right from the rip. And it's how long can you hold that power before the fuse hits the dynamite and explodes and you just get shattered into pieces on the side of the road. Yeah, so great turnout here. Just bouncing back to JT again. Hey, sorry, yeah, AQO started. So we have 46 riders. May 12th. Is it May 12th? Let me just check that quickly here. Handy day. Yeah, May 12th. When everyone should be outside riding, they know their hardest workout of the week is probably here. Like your hardest 20 to 30 minute effort, because all you can focus on is smashing watts. That's all this is about. New riders, we got Peter Boulin, 71 here. Crashdown, like I mentioned. Groovy Roo. Richard Bray. Here's Eat More Cake. We got Dez. Andy Lloyd is back. KB Jake is back as usual. Got a lot of riders really close together here. Nicholas Caretti is something. Just chasing after Brew 7730. We got a really nice group here too. These are like a lot of, well, Rocket's here, but Rossa Duke's been around before. I have never seen this person before. Spec Hogger. Roger's here. Just rode with Roger through the week. Purple Bengal. Climber. Dave W's back. 1959. He's back. Granddad Rick is here, riding alongside him. Thomas 1976. Anthony's here. Great to see Anthony out today in a nice group here with Neil. Here's Neil cruising along in the group here, getting a nice draft here. We've got Jayla Bombard. Yeah, so Jayla Bombard. How do I know this? Oh, I think Jayla Bombard is American. And I got to think, what's the story? I think someone... Is it Nobby? Is it Nobby Styles knows Jayla Bombard? And I think they actually did a meetup in the States, and they did a bunch of biking everywhere. I could be wrong with that. I could be confusing with the muckers, but that's the story. John B. 1982's here, riding nice, 3 watts per kilo, looking really good here. Again, here's Neil. TK Laddig 1964. I think I've seen this rider. David 1951's here. I just rode with David through the week at the Muckers race, the Bormio Toronto race, that downhill race where I was on the wrong bike. I was on the Fesca Superlight. So any advantage I might have had on the downhills with my weight, I think was kind of neutralized. I just couldn't get away from people. Tiago Felix, new rider here. We're just bouncing up, looking for new names. Emma Sai. This looks like a male rider here. We're going to bounce it to Bebby. Like I said, I just saw bike and dog trips again. Tonda has been around a lot. Okay, so we're back at the front now. Looks like we have, do we have 10 at the front? Let's have a quick look at the map here, see what's going on. We're just racing through the streets of Berlin here. Yeah, 9, 10, yeah, it looks like we got 11 in this front group. So not a ton to see here at this point. Just little groups. Everyone's just cruising right along. Here's Ben, 9, 10, 11. So BJM is just off the back a bit. I don't know if BJM just got caught out there. Now driving 4 watts a kilo, trying to get back on. Slowly pulling. I've been in this situation. It's like, I gotta get back on. I gotta get back on. And it looks like he's done it. A little sigh of relief. Perfect. Nice job. Tonda here following Bashak. Let's just jump on Bashak's name. It's a little bit... Okay, there we go. I'm on Bashak. Bashak rocking this purpley pink jersey here. Magenta, maybe. Jetro's here. Jetro. Yeah, Jetro. I think you were out for... yeah, there's the Gem City Teenager Leads His Own 2 route on Cosmo. I think that's where I saw you last. Yeah, that was a pretty fun little ride. Until everyone sprinted at the end, and then I'm like, are we really sprinting? I guess we're sprinting. So then I had to go too. Just looking at everyone here, their power and stuff. So let's look at this rider here. I'm a 60 kilogram rider, something like that. And, you know, I got to admit, I'm looking at everyone's weight. I'm looking at your power, and I'm looking at your weight, your watts per kilo, and I'm trying to figure out your weights on the fly. So, you know, don't really know what to say sometimes when I see oddities, things that just don't look exactly right to me. But I was going to start calling people, if I see someone that weighs 30 kilograms, I'm going to start calling you a Pozzovivo. Because I can think, and that's a stretch too, right? Like, I mean, Pozzovivo was tiny. Probably the smallest rider. And you know what? I think Pozzovivo's at the Giro this year. He's still there. He's still riding. That guy's been around forever. I don't know how long he's been biking for, but it seems like he's been around like 20 years to me. Maybe he has. I don't know. He's probably over 40 now. 10 watts per kilo here. 9, 10 watts per kilo out of this prize Merkirk. But yeah, you know, I don't know this rider. They are level 73, so obviously been around Rouvy a long time. Weight looks realistic to me. You know, lightweight rider, but still. If you're weighing 60 kilograms or more, I think it's pretty realistic. That's kind of like my rule of thumb. But when I see people's weights of like 40 kilograms... yeah, it starts getting a little sketch, doesn't it? So it just is what it is. And I make the videos, and you can watch the back, and you can see the numbers too. So if you ever got questions about something, Nigel Hardy's right here, looking good. Strong group at the front. So it looks like we still got our core group here of 10. BJM did get kicked out the back there. So I think BJM got back on, probably worked pretty hard to get back on, and was just kind of like a little bit done. So like their fuse kind of went, but still riding strong here. So, yeah, BJM kind of finds himself totally in no man's land right now with GTZR 3000 pursuing, bike and dogs trips. Let's see what's going on at the back with my friends back here. Here's Crashdown. Oh, Crashdown just got passed by Akuo. Just riding at different levels back here, folks. So you're going to see that a lot in our races. You're going to have this insane riding at the front. You're going to have people riding at the back that, you know, may be brand new to cycling. But guess what? Do it. Get up off that couch. Put that remote down. Put that phone down. The only thing you should be using a phone right now is, 1, some awesome music, and 2, possibly the companion app. There's no need to scroll. There's no need to look at updates. Who cares about that garbage? I heard someone say this yesterday. Get out of that digital prison that you live in. Do something. You also might find at the back, too, you might find people doing recovery rides. There's always going to be someone to ride with. Someone's nearby. And the beauty of cycling is the more you do it, the better you get. So, you know, I'm watching Crashdown here, riding at around 1 watt per kilo, 1.3. Crashdown, soon, you're going to be over 2 watts per kilo. That seems like a huge stretch to you right now, but it's totally doable. Let's do this. Okay, we're bouncing right back to the front. Realistically, folks, this is an all-out power ride. So maybe we need to focus on the wild stallions more at the front. Hey, and wanted to bring up something else, too, if you're watching. I'm going to tag this one hard for all my Zwift friends. How do you like your Zwift price increase? I've got some thoughts on it myself. So essentially, it looks like Zwift pricing across the board has been jacked up 33%. Yeah, I mean, software does have to go up in price at some point. You know, it's just kind of hard to rationalize in your head, though. Why did it go up 33%? Did I get 33% more stuff in the last update? Probably not. I've read through a few comments, and some of these articles seem so biased, like they've been paid for by Zwift. That's what it seems like to me. They're so positive. They're just talking about all the improvements that came out along the way, and now they're making you pay for them later. What you need to do, cycling apps, get some video game players to tell you how it really works. So when a video game comes out and it costs $70 or $80, you play the living snot out of it. Then what happens is they'll release some further content to keep you motivated to stay in that game, world, franchise, whatever you want to call it. They have to. They release content along the way to keep you motivated. They don't make you pay any more for it. I mean, they do sometimes. Like, there is DLC, downloadable content. So there might be like, hey, here's a brand new world that you can play in. There's a new storyline, new missions. That's how some of them do it. Some, it's just free all the time. We got to give them more free stuff to keep them here hanging out with us. And, I mean, I don't really know what warranted a 33% price increase. I'll tell you this, though. I was a hardcore Strava subscriber, paid the full rate every year. And then when was it, within the last couple of years, they jacked the price by 35-40% with no changes to me. Instantly canceled it. Thank you, don't need you anymore. Those are my thoughts. So check this out. Carlo Cagni's at the front, pursued by Prize. We're going to call him Prize McKirk for now. And it looks like Carlos is going to win this. Prize coming in. Sorry, folks. I got distracted. They were talking about pricing. Tonda's coming in now. Bashak smashing out 11 watts per kilo, with Ben coming hard too at 11.6. Bashak coming around Tonda. Looks like Ben might catch Tonda too. Nigel Hardy coming in. Ooh, man, this is total amateur hour, right? So, yeah, the front 10 have finished. Here comes Plu Plu. Now, what happened there? Because I thought BJM 151. Oh, BJM 151 has been caught by a few of the riders. That's what it looks like to me. Because BJM was in that front group of 11, maybe went a little bit too hard, maybe had a mechanical, we're not really sure, and has been caught by a few of the riders. So we got Plu Plu here, new rider to us, level 35, so been around Rouvy a little bit, but not like years. So Plu Plu is coming into the finish, 200 meters to go, being pursued hard by Bebby, though. Bebby pushing 5 watts per kilo. Oh, there's a bunch of riders. Bebby, Per Pardorf. We're stuck in a little bit of a stationary camera here. 5 watts a kilo, 13 watts a kilo by bike and dog trips. Just to squeak over the line there. Sorry, folks, I think I'm really kind of slow on the draw here today. BGM coming in. We got EMA Sai. I want to say Emma, but that's not a ladies' rider. So Emma coming in. I just said Emma. Okay, yeah, just as Colin here over at Inside Cycling World. Please like and subscribe after watching that, right? Yeah, so GTZR 3000 come in. Jill's is not far behind either. Nice group here. SR71, John B 1982, Jayla Bombard. Who's dropping watts? Looks like Neil's going for a sprint here. Neil's hammering out 7 watts a kilo. Sorry, folks, I'm stuck at this intersection back here. TK is going head-to-head with Neil. Can Neil hold on here? 18th place goes to Neil. Great job. And like 6-7 riders come in right behind them there. So yeah, 18th place. Now we're 27th. So yeah, there was like 9 riders there together. We got Tomas 1976 and Granddad Rick coming in. I think they've been riding quite a bit together here. Dave W's not far back. They're kind of solo. So we've got Tomas and Granddad Rick going in for 27th and 28th place. And we're going to hang out here today, folks, and watch everyone finish. I'll get this uploaded later. Probably after I leave the house. The upload really ruins my internet here. Tomas going 7 watts per kilo. Granddad Rick just kind of letting off and just letting them go for it. Granddad Rick's totally happy, content with his performance here today. Let's watch Dave W 1959 come in. And we're going to bounce back to Purple Bengal. I didn't want to get stuck in the chute there. Good job, Dave. Purple Bengal's coming to the finish now. We got Rossa Duke. Rossa Duke, 19 Steve 55. He's back. Roger here together. Brew. I just want to say bruh. Bruh, 7730. Come on, bruh. Rossa Duke. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders here. Spec Hoggers here. This might be hard to watch because it seems like the camera goes Omni mode on me right here. Maybe it didn't. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This would be like an Omni mode camera here, watching them go by. So it's kind of hard for me to watch what's going on here. I'm just watching watts per kilo now. 5.5 out of Steve. Bunch of riders just all going to finish together here. All 5, 6 watts per kilo. Let's see how many riders just finished there. I think we were going for like 30th place. So 7, 8 riders finished there. Let's have a little look at Nicholas here. Nicola Sereris. That's really hard for me to say. I want to think that the last part of your name is something you've added on, because that's a really long name. New rider to us, level 12. So this person's probably only been on Rouvy very short term. Joining Rouvy. Looks like they're on the Rouvy bike. Probably hasn't unlocked anything yet. Andy Lloyd a further 750 meters back. Andy getting up out of the saddle there a little bit. You know, actually, it's funny when I watch myself and it shows me getting out of the saddle. I'm always like, I'm not getting out of the saddle. No, I'm not doing that. But just what the avatar shows. KB Jake. So yeah, nice flat ride for everyone today. Here's Peter Bullen. This is a new rider to us. Peter Bullen, 71. Richard L. Bray. Riding with Eat More Cake. So everyone's kind of staggered out a little bit. These two are together. Then we've got Groovy Roo. Akuo. Oh, Akuo's chasing hard. Chasing after Groovy Roo. And then we've got Crashdown. JT. Get it. JT, you're only 2.5 miles to the finish. 4.16 kilometers. Yeah, it's about 2.5 miles. Not a big deal. Riding the Trek Damani here. That won't be free for much longer, JT. I think they're taking that away pretty soon, so they gotta give it to everyone to kind of trial it. If you're new to the videos, you earn coins by completing rides. By doing the rides, earning those coins, you can then purchase new bike frame sets. So, you get to try these bikes out for a little while, take them away. Like what was taken away from us? So, I think everyone had the Trek Madone for a while. They yanked that away. The Cube Arium was taken away. That was kind of a shock to me because that was and they did that because they introduced their own Rouvy TT bike. Fair enough. But that Cube Arium, as long as I've been on Rouvy, I think 3 years, I guess, last month, the Cube Arium has been the bike to go to. Like, you always had one of the best time trial bikes on Rouvy. So we've got Groovy Roo here, Akuo, Eat More Cake. Okay, so Eat More Cake and Richard are riding together here. KB Jake's just coming to the finish line now, just a few hundred meters out, 39th place. Peter Bullen will finish for 40th. Dez looking good as usual, 41st place. Not that far from the finish now. 700 meters to go. Then we've got these two together here. Richard and Eat More Cake. So yeah, let's just bounce back to pricing Zwift. I don't know how it's really going to affect them. Hard to say. I think people are going to start looking at Rouvy more. It's an alternative because no one wants to pay for something that you've been given, 3 years ago. Because I read that in one of the comments. We've made a lot of improvements since 2017. So why didn't you just do small price increments? I mean, 33%, to me, honestly, I know it's only $5 or $6, but it's kind of like a little bit of a slap in the face. It's like, yeah, you know what? Like, you didn't do that much for me. So, again, if you play video games, they'll give you a new level. Here's a new level. Play it. Enjoy. They don't charge you for it. Here's a new weapon. Here you go. Enjoy it. Now, some games, that is their model. Other games, it's more like if it's, games where it's PvP games. That's player versus player games. Kind of like this cycling stuff we do. Player versus player. You got to give content to people. Much like Rouvy does. They're constantly adding new routes. And I mean, Zwift has added on new routes too. But it's kind of like, it's kind of like a little bit of a slap in the face. It's like, yeah, you know what? Like, you didn't do that much for me. So why didn't you just do small price increments? I mean, 33%, to me, honestly, I know it's only $5 or $6, but it's kind of like a little bit of a slap in the face. It's like, yeah, you know what? Like, you didn't do that much for me. So But it just seems kind of weird, like, we're going to give you all this stuff over the last 7 years, and then we're going to charge it for you later. I mean, maybe they think that's the right way to do it. I don't know, but I think they will lose some people over that, or it'll at least make people consider Rouvy as an alternative. And for me, I haven't been on Zwift quite a while, but I think Rouvy offers more, especially in the way of route select. What do you want to call it? Just the availability of all the routes you can do around the world. Just I can't really speak right now. So here comes Richard and Eat More Cake to the finish. I think this will be just a really cash finish for these two. I mean, they're just gonna get to the finish. Nice job, guys. Nice job, riders. Nice and no one's racing here. This is just a fun, friendly ride here. Sometimes this is how I like to finish. Just get across it. Why make it a race at the last second when you've been with this person the whole way? Like, you're just helping each other get through it. So yeah, Rouvy Zwift. Zwift, it's a great app. Rouvy is better for me and for a lot of people. Why? Because when I watch the Giro and I watch the Tour de France and I watch the Vuelta and all these other races, I see all these cool climbs that they do or cool towns that they ride through. I want to ride them myself. And that's what made me jump away from Zwift, was that I found I was just riding in circles over and over and over the same route. The same route every time. And some of the routes just bored me. It just wasn't my thing. I want to ride the real Alpe d'Huez. Like, with video, what does it really look like? I want to see the painting on the road, the chalk stuff on the road. I want to see that. You'll see that on these Rouvy roads. Where people have actually chalked stuff on the road. I want to ride the Stelvio. I want to ride the Angleroo. I want to ride Zoncolan. There's so many good climbing routes to do on Rouvy. And to me, it's the climbing routes that make you a better cyclist, because that's what worked for me on Rouvy. I came from Zwift. I bet you on Zwift 2 I rode the default too. I bet you I did. Which was pretty lame when I think about it now. Like, I rode at 50% reality because that's what Zwift said. Hey, ride at 50% reality. I was never really riding what I should have been riding. I went to Rouvy, default, 100% reality. And to me, that just works for the way my brain works. I don't want to ride anything less than 100%. And I won't. What you can use lowered reality for is, let's say you want to do a zone 2 ride, super chill. You're going to ride at 130 beats per minute, 120 beats per minute, whatever your zone 2 is for heart rate anyways, and you want some beautiful scenery. That's where I can see zone 2 coming in. Sorry, lowered reality coming in. You're going to have beautiful scenery. You're riding through the Alps, but it's a cash ride. It's a recovery ride. It's a rest day ride. It's a sick day ride. I went to Mexico for 7 days, and now I'm trying to get my butt back in shape. Speaking of which, heading to Cabo San Lucas next Saturday. My favorite place to go in Mexico. I'll have to do some figuring back through the numbers here, but I think I'm coming up on trip 20. I just love going there. It's an easy trip for me. It's like 3.5 hour max flight. If you get a nice wind, you can be down to like 3 hours. Direct. Don't have to check in, stop, lay over somewhere else. I just hate that stuff. I only want a direct flight. I don't want to get off the plane. I just want to fly, get there to the resort. So we're there for a week. Yeah, my fitness will go down, but man, my tan is going to be glorious. Actually, got a bit of a sunburn yesterday working outside, so donkey update number 2. The donkey is contained. So after the concert on Friday night, Headpins, Foreigner, Canadian friends, Anthony, speaking to you. Who else is from Canada here? My brain's fried right now. You know those bands. Well, you know Headpins. Foreigner's obviously British/American band. It's probably all Americans now, I believe. But the Headpins are from the old days. They were great. Came home. I fenced for 5 hours. That little donkey, he's in there now. He can't get out. And you know what? As much as I'm kind of beat up from doing it, putting up barbed wire fencing, it's just pretty relaxing. It's just a nice physical thing to do. But I don't know, if someone else was mentioning this last week, I can ride my bike I can do some hard climbs. I'm not saying I'm the world's greatest cyclist or nothing. I'm not saying I'm a great climber. I'm not saying I'm a good sprinter. But I can give it a really good hard workout and feel good later. But if you get me like digging something for like 15 minutes or working on my hands and knees installing like a new dishwasher, I'm like crippled. So it's probably got something to do with not stretching. My wife always says, you need to do more stretching. You need to take up Pilates or something. And I'm like, what would really help is if I didn't have to do that thing in the first place. How about that? I don't want to do that thing. I don't want to install a new dishwasher, or better yet, lay on my back underneath a sink, like trying to do some plumbing work, and you're like laying on that raised cabinet and that thing is just digging straight into your back. Yeah, how about I don't do that, and then my back won't hurt. That's my fix instead of stretching. But anyway, the donkey's confined. I've used all the wire up, barbed wire, so don't think razor wire. It's just double strand barbed wire. I mean, the horses don't like to go through it. Donkey doesn't want to go through it either. He's contained. He loves being out and about again. I'm going to go buy some more wire and start doing more on my property so I can give him a bigger space, give the other donkey, Louis, we got too many donkeys. Louis can have his own bigger area now, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. What I'm really looking forward here is to watch JT finish, crash down. He's a level 6. He might have leveled up on this ride too, is my guess. Coming to the finish here, 300 meters to go, crash down. We hope you become a regular. Look at this. He's given a sprint too. Check this out. 6 watts per kilo is pretty impressive for someone that's just starting out. You've got to realize he was running at 1 to 1.3 the whole way. Gave it a nice little kick there at the end. And now it's just in that settle down, cool down mode. Excellent job, JT. Love to see you here. You are the spotlight rider for today. Congrats to everyone that raced today. As I say, this is going to be your hardest all-outs watts smashing of the week right here. I know lots of you are doing all those brutal climbs. I want to do them too. I'm just running out of time here. I'm going to have to look at when the challenge finishes. I think there's, 8 climbs to do in that one? I'm gone for 7 days coming up. Plus, I've only got 6 days left. I got Mother's Day outing today. Coming up this week, I've got a lot of plans to be on the road to visit clients. I don't know when I'm getting this in, but I'll do a short climb later today just to keep my fitness somewhat reasonable. Anyways, riders, glad you could stop in and watch the race today. If you learned something, leave a comment, please subscribe. That also helps. Share with your friends. Hey, better yet, why don't you share with your Zwift friends? Tell all your Zwift friends that if they want to see some Rouvy racing, they can check it out over at Inside Cycling World. Okay, see you guys later.